Hey there, how's it going? It is the Slayer here. Today I am going to bring you a different kind of video and a pretty short one too. This is a demonstration of the Ultra Moto VR game that is available in present-day arcades. It is primarily a virtual reality experience, albeit in some instances you could play without the headset if that has been disabled. But personally I love the virtual reality bit and found this particular arcade game as a really good way to relax. I also recommend it as a relatively safe way of getting rid of a midlife crisis. Ha ha ha. As we will see in the 2 minutes 29 seconds mark, I will try to show you the view inside the VR headset, but that is hard with an external camera. I actually have some real skill in this game. I was wearing the VR headset, so couldn't see the screen, but was holding my camera close up to the screen with my left hand to record the screen for you. All the while riding the bike with only my right hand with no access to the brake on the left and anticipating how I maintain the right camera angle for you, and I still managed to win the damn race. From the 42-second mark we saw how the camera does a beautiful panoramic fly-through at the start of a level. Then from 1 minute 23 seconds we see some thrilling jumps. There are some even more exciting ones in the full game. I held the camera close to the screen to simulate what the VR headset feels like, but in reality the resolution of the screen is even clearer and wearing the VR headset actually feels like being there and is a bit more engrossing. When you turn left, right, or back you see that world. Bear in mind some maps like Future City are clearly artificial and not quite cartoony, but obviously artificial despite occasional posters of real human models or legible signs on buildings. However, the Golden Town maps, like the castle one we did in this video and particularly Maple Valley with both its urban roads and park greenery, are the ones closest to life, like actually being there. Prolonged use of the VR headset with the kind of graphics this game has can make your eyes feel a bit sore temporarily after. Most people do 1 or 2 matches and leave, but I usually do 12 to 14, albeit I don't play this that often. Each victory gets you a bike upgrade, and I upgrade the bike to the maximum wherein it reaches an ultimate level, had a dark and bigger dash as it feels you are riding a bigger bike with a red aura at times. There was a limited amount of footage I could focus on and de-identify, but I managed to capture a good example of the experience. So I'm going to repeat a bit of the footage you already saw as I explain the basic mechanics, setup and key tips for this arcade game. Firstly, you need to ensure that the VR headset is calibrated. If it appears disjointed or at the incorrect angle, put it back on its resting spot at the top of the bike. Press calibrate and play the game by viewing it on screen without the VR headset until it allows you to pick the VR set without a warning. Once you wear the set you will actually feel like you are sitting on a bike. You can see VR replicas of your hands pressing the throttle or brake, looking at the speedometer, etc. Now in terms of game modes, the bike tilts and the machine blows tufts of air at you to simulate the road, but it doesn't have much movement otherwise. However, as you see in the video, there is a stop motion option. Further, I always play in the exciting mode as visually that has some stunning jumps, but this mode is not recommended for those with agoraphobia or heart diseases, so pick the comfortable mode if needed. Or check with your doctor if you can play this game, albeit for most people I don't foresee it as a problem. By now I play the exciting mode by default and don't even feel it, but sometimes when people new to the game sit next to you, you can hear them go, oh, whoa, whoa on certain jumps. In terms of the game mechanics, it is simple: right throttle to accelerate, tilt the bike to turn, and you need to use the left brake to make it pass tight turns and try avoiding colliding with vehicles and use the faster slipstreams visually indicated. I did not follow that to the T in this video as I only had one hand to ride the bike so that I could shoot this video for you. Avoid hitting the corners and navigate within the optimum path shown between vehicles and obstructions on road. Also note that before each race when you choose a bike, it is not an alternate skin. The upgrades you apply to a bike will not apply to the one you don't use. So if you switch bikes in between races you lose the upgrade progress, which defeats the purpose. People don't get the upgrade part as they don't play it much. I have beaten other players with similar or higher bike levels, but once funnily I beat someone who didn't realize what was going on. And joined in after I was on a roll, having won 14 races and playing a super fast upgraded bike. But that is the disadvantage as well, that you don't get the superbike until you win 7 or 8 races, and in most instances you shouldn't do more than 3 to 4 VR races at a time. But yeah, given I don't play it that often, I usually do at least 10. A great experience for the arcade on the whole, and a good escape into another world, great use of virtual reality tech. So let me know what you think about this kind of gaming tech, and let me know your comments and experience.